So before we start this video, I do want to mention how it's going to be sponsored by Twitch Prime. I'm going to have a link down below where you can sign up for a free trial of Twitch Prime. This can bring you a lot of benefits outside of just, having no ads and being able to subscribe to people on Twitch. You could also get like loot crates in some of your favorite games, Call of Duty World War II, Overwatch, and even single player games like Assassin's Creed Origins do bring in new items if you're a Twitch Prime subscriber. Whether you agree with this or not, you could just get the free trial and try it out anyway, and maybe you'll actually enjoy the benefits of 1, Amazon Prime, which I personally adore, and 2, Twitch Prime if you're a gamer and avid user of Twitch. But into the regular video, I know Maddie just posted a video on this. I actually commented on it, giving some of my ideas and thoughts. I didn't see that video and go, oh, I'm going to copy that. I actually was thinking about making this video anyway, so I just feel like I should have acknowledged that, address it. I'm not just outright copying him. Unfortunately, I actually have pretty different ideas and thoughts about this topic than he does. So the topic at hand today is Bethesda making a new game in 2017? And more specifically, is it going to be a Fallout game? Most people are pretty confident it's not going to be a new Elder Scrolls game. Maybe it'll be a new Skyrim release on some other platform, but other than that, Bethesda has said in the past that they're not going to be releasing a new Elder Scrolls before a few other games come out first. It could be one of their new IPs that they're working on. Starfield has been rumored. A lot of people thought we'd get it at this past E3. Maybe it'll come at this E3, but that would be purely speculation. What I really want to look at is some of the facts we know about Fallout, specifically Fallout 4, and why I think that indicates we're getting something in 2018. Or does it? Well, it'll tell us something. So first and foremost, it's important to note that Fallout 4 has been the best-selling game by Bethesda Game Studios ever, beating out Skyrim, which previously held that title. Just for comparison, Fallout New Vegas sold about 5 million copies. That's a lot. That's a lot of freaking money going to Obsidian and Bethesda. Fallout 4, on the other hand, actually sold 12 million copies in the first 24 hours, blowing Fallout New Vegas out of the water. But that was only in the first 24 hours. Since then, the only real fact we know is that Fallout 4 has sold more than 20 million copies because it beat Skyrim. And we know Skyrim has sold 20 million copies. That's pretty insane. That's a lot of copies sold and equivalent to more than $1 billion in hypothetical revenue. That's also not taking into account all the season passes, DLC, and of course Croatian Club. So right off the bat, one of the real indicators that a new Fallout will be announced in 2018 is just the money. Bethesda would have to be really silly to walk away from this mega franchise they have created. Even though Fallout New Vegas is widely regarded as the best game in the series, Fallout 4 is without a doubt the best selling, as well as it actually kind of got Fallout to the mainstream. There's a few avenues I think the company could go down here. I've talked about some of these in the past. First and foremost, I definitely think a remaster of Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas is possible. I don't know if it's probable. Bethesda Montreal, a recently opened studio or like sub-studio, were the people that did port over Skyrim Special Edition. That obviously sold a lot of copies, but Skyrim and its base was actually noticeably more well polished, as well as just a kind of all-around better release compared to Fallout New Vegas or Fallout 3. There are pretty significant engine differences. If you actually just look at the two games, they feel, play, and look differently. So although a Fallout New Vegas remaster or Fallout 3 remaster are definitely possible, and I would actually even argue probable, it would require a lot more work than Skyrim Special Edition, which is something I kind of missed in the past. In order to do this, they'd either have to A, just take the base game and have it on their older engine, which would turn a lot of people off. Fallout New Vegas plays very differently to Fallout 4. The combat is going to be something that is abundantly clear is just outdated by today's standards. So if they do remaster the game, things like combat, movement, the crafting system, things like that would have to hypothetically be updated, which is possible. I mean, again, this is going to be a lot less work than creating a totally new game, but it's still going to be carrying the Fallout name as well as bringing mod support to consoles. A Fallout New Vegas remaster release would bring a lot of money in. One other thing to note is Skyrim Special Edition was free on PC because it was fairly similar to the older Skyrim because it had mods. A hypothetical Fallout 3 or New Vegas remaster put onto PC with a good amount of work put into it could go for a retail of $60. The PC market is pretty big, and I'm sure some people will just ignore the game, but Fallout New Vegas is pretty freaking old now. Fallout 3 also. They're definitely not as easy to mod as Skyrim, and for that reason, I think people would pay for the convenience, as well as just the visual upgrades. Again, I think it's going to be a lot more work, but I definitely think it's probable. One other thing to note is that, again, that Bethesda studio, Bethesda Montreal, has been largely dormant, and it could have been like Skyrim Special Edition was the training grounds for the larger Fallout coming later that would require more work. And beyond all of that even, Fallout 3's 10th anniversary is October 28th, 2018. This is where my money's at. I think this is going to be what Bethesda goes with. Maybe my lack of technical knowledge is making me so optimistic about a full remaster of one of these older games, but I think this is what I'm hoping for the most, is Fallout 3 is the most likely, then maybe Fallout New Vegas. Alternately, a lot of people argue that we may see a brand new Fallout 5 or a new iteration in the series. This could be taken in one of two new routes. First and foremost, Bethesda themselves released this. This is very unlikely, although it could be pretty possible. Fallout 4 did come out 3 years ago, if this was to be assumed to be released in the holiday season, so there's a hypothetical 3 years to devote all all of your resources on this new Fallout 5. I don't think that's happening, but what also could be happening is Bethesda's going to contract this out to another studio similar to what they did with Obsidian and Fallout New Vegas. We wouldn't know any details about that. There's no real rumors surrounding this. It's possible, but I don't really know how likely it is. I would actually put that at third on the likeliness scale, with a remaster being first. The second, and unfortunately what I think may actually happen, is Bethesda releases nothing. Now the reason for this is Croatian Club. Croatian Club has most likely been making Bethesda a fair amount of money. I've only bought most of the things on Croatian Club, but I imagine a lot of other people, especially PS4 and Xbox One users, have been buying a lot more. I think as PC users, we are just kind of accustomed to not doing microtransactions. We're very anti-microtransaction, and it's not as common on PC games. That's not to say it doesn't exist, it's just not nearly as common compared to Xbox One and PS4, where you already have to pay for a monthly subscription to use that service. Being a console user myself in the past, I think I just was way more likely to pay for little DLCs or loot boxes or things like that in those games. On PC, you're always looking for bargains through Steam sales, and I feel like PC users in general just tend to be more stingy when it comes to buying in-game content compared to a console or even a mobile user. Again, that's just my own hypothetical consumer profile. I don't know what the actual research shows because I don't think there is any real actual research on this, but I imagine a lot of people are buying Croatian Club stuff, and that's probably generating a lot of revenue for Bethesda at a very low cost. I think what might happen is over the next year, we're going to see Skyrim and Fallout 4 get a ton of new releases on Croatian Club. This is going to be using mod authors as well as some people at Bethesda staff, and during this time, they're going to be using the rest of their team to actually develop the next Fallout game, the next new IP, or the next Elder Scrolls. I think one thing they're probably going to be doing is building a new engine. This is very expensive and takes a lot of time, and Croatian Club could be part of the thing fueling this. It'll be really cool once we actually get that new engine, but it may mean we're going to be a few years away still from a new Bethesda game. I don't know, those are my opinions on the topic. Let me know yours in the comments down below. Again, I know Maddie made a video on this, but I think we have pretty differing opinions on it. Differing enough where I don't think I'm just copying his video because I'm saying a lot of different things. As always, again, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully you like it. I don't know. But with that, I hope to see you guys all next time.